was 127 years old, she died at Kiriath Arba, now called Hebron, in the land of Canaan. There Abraham mourned and wept for her. Then leaving her body, he said to the Hittite elders, "Here I am, a stranger and a foreigner among you. Please sell me a piece of land so I can give my wife a proper burial." The Hittites replied to Abraham, "Listen, my lord, you are an honored prince among us. Choose the finest of our tombs and bury her there. No one here will refuse to help you in this way." Then Abraham bowed low before the Hittites and said, "Since you are willing to help me in this way, be so kind as to ask Ephron, son of Zohar, to let me buy his cave at Machpelah, down at the end of his field. I will pay the full price in the presence of witnesses, so I will have a permanent burial place for my family." Ephron was sitting there among the others, and he answered Abraham as the others listened, speaking publicly before all the Hittite elders of the town. "No, my lord," he said to Abraham, "please listen to me. I will give you the field and the cave. Here in the presence of my people, I give it to you. Go and bury your dead." Abraham again bowed low before the citizens of the land, and he replied to Ephron as everyone listened, "No, listen to me. I will buy it from you. Let me pay the full price for the field so I can bury my dead there." Ephron answered Abraham, "My lord, please listen to me. The land is worth 400 pieces of silver, but what is that between friends? Go ahead and bury your dead." So Abraham agreed to Ephron's price and paid the amount he had suggested, 400 pieces of silver, weighed according to the market standard. The Hittite elders witnessed the transaction. So Abraham bought the plot of land belonging to Ephron at Machpelah, near Mamre. This included the field itself, the cave that was in it, and all the surrounding trees. It was transferred to Abraham as his permanent possession in the presence of the Hittite elders at the city gate. Then Abraham buried his wife Sarah there in Canaan, in the cave of Machpelah, near Mamre, also called Hebron. So the field and the cave were transferred from the Hittites to Abraham for use as a permanent burial place.
Ever think about, like, what you do if you had to buy a burial plot? It's one of those things, you just don't really think about until you have to.
Yeah, not exactly a fun shopping trip.
Right. But today's deep dive, well, it throws us right into a real estate deal from way back in the day. Seriously, thousands of years ago. It's got high stakes, ancient customs, the whole shebang. We're going all the way back to the story of Abraham buying a burial place.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
It's in the Bible, actually, Genesis 23.
Right.
So put yourself in Abraham's shoes for a second.
Yeah.
Sarah, his wife, well, she's just passed away. And Abraham, he might be considered a big deal later on, but right now he's kind of like a foreigner in the land of Canaan.
Yeah.
He needs to find her a final resting place, obviously, but it's about way more than just finding an empty plot of land.
Okay, I see where this is going.
Land ownership in those days, it wasn't just about money or property lines.
Right.
Think of it more like inheriting, not just any land, but a piece of your family's story.
Their history.
Exactly. Passed down for, like, generations. That's what it meant back then. A real tangible link to your ancestors.
Powerful.
Absolutely. Proof you belong there, a source of security for future generations.
A legacy.
Exactly, a legacy. And Abraham, well, he understood that. Securing that legacy for his family, that was a big deal.
And to add to that, buying land back then, it was a whole different ballgame. It wasn't as simple as like signing on the dotted line.
Oh, I bet.
This was a major social event. We're talking negotiations, witnesses, needing the entire community's approval.
Yeah.
It was a process.
So it wasn't just a legal transaction. It was like
A social contract.
Right. Exactly.
Exactly. So when Abraham needs to bury Sarah, he goes straight to the top.
To who?
The Hittite elders. They were the leaders of the community back then.
Okay.
He knew he had to get their okay. Recognize their authority, ask for their blessing.
Yeah.
It was essential.
It's interesting. He could have, tried to throw his weight around,
Yeah.
but he chooses respect. integration.
Because he's the newcomer.
Yeah, trying to find a permanent place for his family.
It's a really smart move when you think about it.
It is. So I'm guessing things get a little complicated.
Well, the landowner, this guy Ephron, he seems like a pretty stand-up guy at first. You might even think he's going to take advantage of this situation.
Yeah. Funerals are not cheap.
No kidding.
Eh.
But instead, what does Ephron do? Offers Abraham the cave and the field for free.
Wow, seriously?
Talk about a grand gesture, right? But, and here's where that cultural awareness comes in.
Okay, I'm all ears.
This offer, it wasn't just about the land itself. Have you ever been in that situation where someone's like super insistent on giving you a gift and it just feels weird to accept?
Yes, all the
Yeah.
time. Like, what do you even do?
Exactly. And in this culture, just accepting a gift like that, especially when someone's passed away, that would have been a major social faux pas.
Oh, I see. So it's about respect, right?
Yeah, it's a balance. You offer condolences, they refuse out of politeness, you insist, and then you finally agree on a price that feels, respectful.
Yeah.
There's this whole intricate dance.
Gotcha. About honoring the traditions of the time.
Exactly. And Abraham, he knew how to play the game. He refuses the gift at first,
Yeah.
insists on a fair deal. He wants a lasting legacy for Sarah, not just a temporary kindness.
Right, which makes sense. So what's the final price tag?
400 pieces of silver.
Whoa.
That was a small fortune back then.
Seriously, so it's not just about buying land. It's like a statement.
100%. And remember those witnesses we were talking about, the Hittite elders? Their presence, it wasn't just by chance. They were there to make it official, to make it a legally binding agreement.
So it's like a social contract, but also a legal one? Wow. This wasn't just some private deal in the back room.
Not at all. It was a public declaration, written down, recognized by the community.
Wild. I mean, this whole story, it's amazing how it still resonates today, thousands of years later, and we're still talking about tradition, respect, the importance of cultural understanding.
And it makes you think, right, about how our own traditions, how will they be viewed thousands of years from now?
That's something to ponder, isn't it?
It really is.
It makes you think.